Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of the Pride FC, now 2001 series here of WMMA 5. As before we get to Pride 13 Collision Course, we're going to go through the emails real quick so I don't forget, as we have some new signees, some extended deals, some fucking exciting times. As we'll start with the bottom, Josh Barnett, who is, I believe, 11-0. Yep, 11-0. And he is over here for Pride, obviously, Josh Barnett. A bit of a big figure, not only in the MMA world, but in the pro wrestling world, of course. So that was a fun signee. We extended the deals on Nobika Takada and Royce Gracie. Pat Milicic signed him. I always loved Pat Milicic as a welterweight. It is unique, though, because him being a welterweight, it's going to be a little tougher to really book him in a lot of middleweight fights, as you see now. We're kind of being forced into commission, so we have to use a lot of, commission rules. So if it's the bigger weight difference, the more it's harder to do now with guys that are welterweights that are moving up in middleweights. It's getting tougher and tougher to really book them against people. But we'll figure out a way to either we'll bring in more welterweights or we'll bring in stop using them type of thing. Extended the deal for Vitor Belfort, of course, who upsettingly lost, but hopefully he can bounce back. Pedro Hizzo. Signed him, obviously, Pedro Hizzo, a top heavyweight fighter, especially even during this time. Fought in Pride for real, so this was nice to see him getting signed. He is 10-1, the 5th heavyweight in the world, and uses a Muay Thai style, which is always very exciting, very awesome. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You see there, Pride 14, him and Igor. That's going to be a phenomenal fight. As Mark Kirk extended his deal, that was a little... It was interesting. Him and you see Tom Erickson getting extended. I know a lot of people probably aren't really happy about that with the extension for Tom Erickson. But I just feel like he got the bad kind of gist of things for him. He's... obviously, with this is just, you can't really judge him off that. So really, you take that away, it's 2 decent fights. One against Mark Coleman, which was an upset win, and then he lost to Igor, which was a decent win. Hopefully, though, and he's taking on Carlos Barreto here at Pride 13, which, should be an easy fight for him to win, but who knows? Maybe we'll get an exciting fight out of it. As, we completely skipped over the fucking man himself, Kevin Randleman. R.I.P. the monster from Columbus, Ohio. The Ohio State University wrestler at the collegiate fucking Ohio State tattoo there. It was the goddamn man. Is the goddamn man. God rest his soul. As obviously one of the most, in my opinion, the craziest things that ever happened in Pride was him and Fedor Emelianenko when he dumped him on his head. Unbelievable stuff. What a crazy fight. I thought that was going to be the time that Fedor would finally lose, but he gets right back up and knocks him out after getting dumped on his head. Insane stuff. Crazy fight. Love me some Kevin Randleman. That's awesome. See another Ohio wrestler getting signed as well. Obviously the trend there. And then Dennis Hallman, who, has actually got a lot of great skills. Another welterweight guy, too. So that, bringing him up. A Renzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu trainee. As I believe was signed. He has worked for UFC. But he, looking at skills-wise... Really, he's, really just a ground guy, per se, which I see there, comes grappling in an armbar master, but we'll see how the jiu-jitsu wrestling background will help him, as that was just kind of signees there on to talk about, as for the Pride 13 collision course, as you're going to hear a lot of clicking for this, as I could have just done again, select all, and just deselected the Sakuraba hiatus, which is almost a year now in, but the Pride 13 collision course card is going to be fucking crazy, as we'll just skip right into it. It's funny, UFC 35, the last fight for Kevin Randleman and Josh Barnett. Kevin Randleman, of course, the heavyweight champion. Josh Barnett, the challenger, to now going to be future Pride fighters, as you see here. A dream match of dream matches for me. Royce Gracie, Anderson Silva, at the time, this is probably the only time this could happen where it'd be an actual legitimate contest, or closest to a legitimate contest. Even then, a young Anderson Silva versus a out of his prime sort of Royce Gracie. But you just a super fight that obviously never happened, a dream fight. I think as far as the biggest dream fights, it's either like Fedor and Brock, or like you could think of many others. Maybe I know Fedor and Brock always comes to mind, um, but this Hoist Gracie Anderson Silva. I mean, that's fucking crazy. We'll put Habib and Tony Ferguson. That's gonna be the way this is going. It's just a dream fight that'll never happen. But Hoist Gracie Anderson Silva, that just sounded so fucking awesome. Nate Marquette and Vanderlei Silva as the co-main. That's gonna be crazy. That could be the main event fight, as on its own. But just Hoist Gracie Anderson Silva. That just sounds so awesome. And then obviously Tom Erickson, Carlos Barreda. We know Guy Metzger, Jeremy Horn. That's gonna be a really good fight. Two pretty well even fighters. Two guys who have experience. Two guys who will stand and throw some heavy shots. We'll see how that goes. Mark Coleman and Gilbert. That should be an interesting contest. Gilbert is more of a, Muay Thai stand-up guy, the Dutch kickboxing background. And we have Mark Coleman, the wrestler. That's going to be very interesting. And then Andrei Arlovsky making his Pride debut against Jake Dellingman. That should be a very interesting fight. Some leathers are going to get thrown in that one. Of course, the prelims. Alexei Oleinik making his Pride debut. And then Murado Rua is going to make his Pride debut against Kira Shoji. As obviously Alexei Oleinik against Bob Schreiber. That is the card. That's going to be, very excited to see Hoist Gracie Anderson Silva. Obviously, I think Anderson Silva is probably going to win pretty decisively, but we'll see how that goes. As this is going to be, obviously talking about who's all on the card and whatnot. As we'll keep going. The second time that Hoist Gracie has main evented a Pride show, as Anderson Silva making his debut in Pride has a significant weight advantage. He's got the 5-inch reach advantage. And you're looking at the Pride rankings. Silva's 15th, Gracie's 20th. Silva is 0-1 against Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy members. As a lot of people, this is just a drawing basis. Obviously Hoist Gracie is even mid-level international, which obviously Anderson Silva is an unknown. But it was still, it was ranked, I think, either decent or good as far as what would be the drawing power for the main event. So, this should be the staff, the Blurcat staff, which I think they're in the right there with 7-0 as far as staff picks for Anderson Silva getting the win there. Nate Marquette in the ex-murderer, Vanderlei Silva. Silva is the third-ranked light heavyweight in the world, whereas Nate Marquette's 23rd. Obviously, there's no light heavyweight division here in Pride, but nonetheless, though, and again, Nate Marquette making his Pride debut. Vanderlei Silva, huge betting favorite. Wouldn't be surprised. I think this is going to be a great fight. I think just Nate Marquette is being doubted by the betting odds. I think this is going to be a great fight, and maybe even an upset, too. I wouldn't be shocked, to say the least, as Carlos Barreda and Tom the Big Cat Erickson, as Barreda's finished 3 of his last 5. They're both ranked in the super heavyweights, as obviously the heavyweight division for Pride is a bit on the unorthodox side of things, as Barreda trains the Brazilian top team, which Tom Erickson has only drawn against his opponent, 0-1, and Erickson training at Team Punishment, which Carlos Barreda is 1-0 against people who train in Team Punishment. Erickson's won 3 of his last 5 by decision, which is obviously not fun, but actually Carlos Barreda is the Blurcat favorite, which is unique to say the least. Usually I don't feel like that happens with Tom Erickson. I feel like he's the odds-on favorite going into it, but we'll see if the significant weight advantage is it is the advantage for Tom Erickson in this fight. Guy Metzger and Jeremy Horn, as again light heavyweight rankings in the world. Jeremy Horn's 11th, Guy Metzger 17th. Guy Metzger has a 7-inch reach advantage. That's going to play a huge part in this fight. As Guy Metzger training at Lions Den, Jeremy Horn is 0-1 against other current members of that team. First time they have fought as well. Metzger with 2 Blurcat staff picks and Jeremy Horn with 5. As then Mark Coleman and the Hurricane Yvel. Yvel has an overall record of 0-1 against Hammerhouse people. Coleman's the 6th-ranked heavyweight in Pride, whereas Yvel's 9th. This is, obviously Yvel's Pride debut, whereas Coleman has a significant weight advantage and has won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision, and he gets the advantage from the Blurcat staff. And the opener of the card and another Pride debut, as it's Andre the Pitbull Arlovsky and Trey Trauma Tellingman, as Tellingman has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Arlovsky trains at Minnesota Martial Arts Academy, which Tellingman has a overall record of 1-0 rather against other current members of that team, as Tellingman's ranked 10th in heavyweights in Pride, and Arlovsky's ranked 14th. First time fighting. Arlovsky has a 5-inch reach advantage, almost has the sweep from the Blur Cat staff picks, but Carl is going with Trey Tellingman, going with the experience factor, as obviously the prelims, Arlovsky finished 4 of his last 5. 0-1 is Bob Schreiber against the Red Devil Sport team, as Arlovsky's 16th in the heavyweights, while Schreiber's 21st. Pride debut, not huge at betting. Obviously, Alexei Oleinik's going to win his Pride debut, I think. And then Akira Shoji and Merla Rua as Merlio is got the Pride debut. Big betting odds that he's another squash match for Merlio, getting the win, assumingly over Akira Shoji here. We'll see how it goes. Maybe there'll be an upset. I highly doubt it. As our big John McCarthy, our ref, our judges, or the crowd from Akira Shoji fighting in this hometown with a record of 5-5-5. Merlio 4-0 begins. Shoot takedown, gets the takedowns in half guard, passes half guard. Now he's in side control, as hitting knees to the ribs is Rua, as throws a few strikes, but it's clearly slowing things down to catch his breath. Shoji tries to sweep from the bottom, but he can't. Tries to get mount, slips to the mount. Yep, it's ground and pound now. Now he's not troubled by him. He can't get out of the mount, though, Kiroshoji, as Rua is pounding away. Not doing a lot of damage, though, but he's just landing shots. There's a few powerful shots. He's eating a few big strikes. Again, he's firing off some shots, but now Shoji's eating them. He's not getting out of this. It's not good. He's just taking shots. He can't get the sweep. Can't get out of the guard. Again, just pounding away. He's trying to wiggle out of half guard. Now the right hands aren't doing any damage, as he's again can't wiggle free out of it. This is just a man. 10 minutes of someone in mount beating the fuck out of him, and it's not finishing the fight. Again, trying to roll, gets blocked. He oh wow, okay, so he's getting the hooks in now. Can't sweep him. Oh, yep, now he's still preventing the hooks. Trying to turn over and sweep Rua, but he can't do it. Trying to pound away, and obviously the fight, the round is over. Obviously, Merlio Rua is in firm control of this fight. I think he's not been hit with a punch. He has not. 5 minutes left, coming in close. Again, Rua aggressively took the initiative. Connects with a nice jab and then catches Shoji with a right hook. They start wrestling. Rua aggressively gets the dominant position. Trying to get in a Muay Thai clinch. As now he's got him by the back of the head in that Muay Thai clinch. He misses the knee strike, but he still got the clinch. He drives a huge knee to the stomach. Shoji blocks the knee strike, though. Another vicious knee to the ribs. He misses the strike. Keeps the clinch. Another knee to the ribs. As Rua finally loses his grip and clinch is broken. He's aggressively 1-2 from Shoji, fails to land. And now Shoji's getting blown up by it. A minute left in the fight. They come over on their clinch. Rua's working his way to the dominant position. Trying to get that Muay Thai clinch again. And he's now in the Muay Thai clinch. Kiroshoji takes another vicious knee to the ribs. He can't get out of the Muay Thai clinch, and that's over. Obviously, Merlio Rua is 5-0, and Kiroshoji is going to be 5-6-5. Shout out to Kiroshoji, though. He took a fuck ton of damage in the entire fight. As far as, 4 knees to the body that were vicious and some ground strikes that were very powerful. He ate them all and survived the round. and survived the fight, rather, and had to take a decision victory as shoot the box, giving a name check to everyone. It's Mario Rua, and thanks all of his sponsors, his friends, family, supporters, and celebrates his Pride debut victory and says that he's already looking forward to his next fight. I imagine he is, as the boa constrictor, Alexei Oleinik, battles Bob Dirty Schreiber in the Pride Heavyweight division. As our referee, our judges, opening bell, they touch gloves. Schreiber confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes. Oleinik may have been setting up to shoot, but Schreiber aggressively took the initiative. So Schreiber, even though he's the underdog here, he's trying to take the initiative and try to stand and kickbox with him. As Schreiber hits 2 left jabs and scores a leg kick, Lennox had looked like he was angling for a takedown attempt, but he couldn't take the initiative. As Schreiber connects with 2 left hands and then lands a roundhouse kick to the body. Schreiber is doing a lot of damage so far. He's trying to shorten the range and looking to strike. Wow, and Schreiber, being the more aggressive one, took the initiative. Schreiber lands a left hand and catches Lennox with the right hook. This is not good. He's blown up, though, 2 minutes into the fight. But that was crazy, that he's doing a lot of stuff. And Lennox is really on the counter of this. He's tentative, pokes a quick jab that hits. As he fails to land with a combo that ended with a attempted roundhouse body kick. As slipping, Schreiber crashed to the floor, ending up on his back. Oh no, so he slipped after trying to do a roundhouse kick, and now he's on the ground. And now Lennox is looking to get in the dominant ground position. He gets side control, taking some hard knees to the ribs of Schreiber. Another big knee to the ribs. He's looking for a Darce choke, but Bob defends himself and there's no damage. Again, taking some knees to the ribs. A vicious knee strike to the ribs. Looking for a Kimura. That gets defended well. A couple of punches designed to keep Schreiber guessing. He looks to get mount. Tries to sweep from the mount, but he gets rolled and gives up his back. Looking to get a body triangle. He's got the rear naked choke, and he gets the submission win. Wow, Alexei Oleinik was in deep trouble until Bob Schreiber slipped off the fucking body kick, gave up his back, and tapped him out. That was impressive. That was impressive to how he bounced back after... Seemed like in the first, 2 or 3 minutes he was in trouble from Bob Schreiber, but gets the win by submission. Rated as a great fight. As that was very interesting. A 14-11 victory record, rather, for Bob Schreiber, whereas Alexei Oleinik, after the victory, is 11-2. Praises his team at Red Devil Sport, various sponsors, and his fans who came out to support him, and visibly delighted Alexei Oleinik is celebrating and starting his Pride career with a win. As the main portion of the show, Andre the Pitbull Arlovsky, Trey Trauma Tellingman, 3-2 is Andre Arlovsky, whereas Trey Tellingman is 7-3-1, 36 years old too. As our referee, judges were underway. They touch gloves, move in the exchange. Tellingman misses a right cross that leaves him open to counter. Arlovsky attacks with a massive right hook to the jaw and knocked him out. Jesus Christ. Andre Arlovsky knocks him out in like 30 seconds. 19 seconds to be exact. Oh my god. So he fucking knocked him out. Wow. That was impressive. What a debut win for Andre Arlovsky. Wow. Gives a name check to everyone at Minnesota Martial Arts Academy. All his various sponsors. His friends, his family, supporters. Celebrates his Pride debut victory. Says he's already looking forward to the next fight. Jesus Christ. That was crazy. Did not see that coming. Did not think that was going to be a 19-second fight. Here we are. Mark the Hammer Coleman against the Hurricane. Gilbert Yvel as 20-6 with a Muay Thai background, of course, plus 230 betting odds. Whereas Mark the Hammer Coleman, minus 300. We shall see. Big John McCarthy, our referee. Our judges. Fight begins. Yvel lands a fury of 3 quick punches, but misses when he attempted a big head kick to follow. Yvel can't connect with a jab, but then hits a slithering kick to the legs of Coleman. Yvel confidently moving in closer, looking to throw some few strikes. Hits a left jab and catches Coleman with a right hook. Coleman lands a left hand. Yvel can't hit a setup left jab, and then catches Coleman with a crunching right hook. Coleman looking to take this to the ground, and he gets the takedown, single leg. Yvel has to pull guard. Time slips away as Coleman successfully keeps Yvel stuck against the ground. He's just wasting some time. Coleman pounds away with right hands, but doesn't really do a great deal of damage. Yvel is controlled against the ground, unable to shift Coleman off of him. The clock runs down as Yvel is being smothered against the ground by Coleman. So again, smothered. Yvel is controlled against the ground, unable to shift Coleman off of him. No progress being made. John McCarthy stands back up. Coleman comes in looking for a takedown. He gets the takedown, has to pull guard. Halfway into the first round, we have Coleman is content just to throw a couple of punches to the body. Coleman smothers Yvel with his body by pressing forward and down. Coleman throws a few strikes, but they were without venom. Pounds away this Coleman, but he can't land anything significant. For a moment, Coleman is just content to throw a couple of body punches, as again, another lack of progress. Big John McCarthy stands him back up. Felt like he'd be yellow flagged at this point if this is real pride, but it is what it is. Yvel hits a left hand but misses with the right body kick. Connects with a jab, but Coleman dodges the left kick that follows. Moving around, Coleman is looking for an opening to grapple without getting hit. Coming in, Yvel is in trouble. His opponent with a combination with a spin kick. Coleman moves in fast and clinches with Yvel. Yvel tries to wiggle free, but Coleman controls him well and gets a few close-range punches too, using his wrestling skills. Coleman is trying to push Yvel up against the ropes. He does, and now Yvel's up against the ropes with 1:30 left in the fight. Showing how good he can be controlling opponents, Coleman keeps Yvel stuck against the ropes. Next 60 seconds sees them doing very little, other than throwing occasional short punches to the body, as now he's trying to get hit by some dirty boxing, is Yvel right now. As, again, Mark Coleman trying to use some dirty boxing. But Yvel is using wrestling to nullify any potential damage, as that's the end of the round. Obviously, before the takedown, Yvel was in complete control. Once the takedown happened, the two takedowns happened back to back. Anytime it was to the ground, it was here at Mark Coleman's world at that point. But if he could keep it standing, and he can get some big time shots landed, who knows what can happen in this second round. We'll see how it goes. Our second round. And immediately goes for the takedown and he gets it. Alright, so now Mark Coleman's going to win the fight. Yep, 3 for 3 on takedowns. Mark Coleman pounds away with rights. Pounds away again. Few shots landing clean though. Fires away punches, don't really do any damage. Just throwing punches to throw them. Again, just throwing punches to throw them. Now they're getting taken on the gloves. Looking to just waste some time and catch his breath. Just throwing punches to throw them. Again, the shots aren't really landing clean. Trying to get a half guard in a better position. And now he's got side control. Trying to keep him guessing. Trying to see if he can get Mount to end the fight, maybe. Oh, no. And just a knee into the side of the ribs. Another knee. Oh, wow. Now he's really landing some good shots now. Another knee. And that's the end of the fight. Yeah, Mark Coleman, unanimous decision. Yep. Yep, average. Alright. Yeah, that was pretty much. Yeah, and Mark Coleman now 10-5. Give it Yvel 20-7. As gives praise to his team at Hammer House, his various sponsors, fans. Showing respect, Mark Coleman praises Yvel for his skill and toughness. As the Sandman, Guy Metzger, goes head to head with Jeremy Horn as 23-11-2, 39-6-4. This is going to be a tough fucking fight. Militich fighting system versus the Lion's Den, kickboxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This is going to be interesting for sure. As Hideki Naguma as our referee for the fight, our judges, here we go. Horn rather obviously ignores the offer to touch gloves to begin the fight, so Jeremy Horn's an asshole. Confirmed, he shoots for the takedown. Almost got away with it, but not quite, as he's left hopping while Horn is just holding one leg. Horn uses the position to drive Metzger up against the ropes. Goes in for another takedown. He gets the takedown. Side control. As pounds away, but Metzger is in trouble by the strikes. Tries to transition the guard, but he can't manage it. Horn throws a few weak-looking punches as he decides his next move. Just landing shots to throw him. Can't get out of the guard. Horn fires away with punches, but Metzger doesn't take any undue damage. Metzger tries to move to guard, but Horn doesn't allow it. Horn fires off a few punches, but they aren't thrown with any great force. Horn blocks the attempt to pull guard, throws a few weak-looking punches as he decides his next move. Metzger tries to pull guard on Horn, but doesn't get anywhere with the attempt. Referee just is like, alright, let's stand him back up. Takedown attempt from Horn. Again, partially defended, so now Metzger's hopping on one foot. Is now just pushing them against the ropes. Another takedown attempt. And he gets the takedown attempt. Horn is trying to get out of the half guard into the better position. Excellent job by Jeremy Horn, is now in side control. Throwing a few shots, not really, landing with any venom. Again, Metzger's he's in Jeremy Horn's world. He's not getting out of it. With the kickboxing background, it is what it is. As he tries to move in to guard, but Horn doesn't allow it. Horn throws a few right hands to the body. Tries to transition to guard, but he can't manage it. Tries to get in the mount. Gets in the mount with 2:22 left in the fight. Or, not in the fight, in the round. As Horn unloads with some right hands, but Metzger deals with him comfortably. Metzger tries to move Horn out of guard, but he can't. Pounds away, and Metzger's eating a few big strikes now. As now Metzger just gives up his back just to avoid the strikes. As he's got both hooks in. Pounding away, looking for a rear naked choke. He gets the rear naked choke, and Jeremy Horn gets the win. Rear naked choke. It's funny how the betting lines were so close when pretty much it was basically one-sided the whole fight. It felt like it anyways, but Jeremy Horn gets the win with a rear naked choke. As, he didn't land a single punch or a kick. Did Guy Metzger that whole fight. It was all Jeremy Horn. So that was rated decent. Thanks everyone at Militich Fighting System for having prepared for the fight. Sponsors for thanking him. As the interviewer asks who he's really interested in fighting next, he reiterates that Insanoe is not really reiterates, but maybe that, yeah. As then announcing Insanoe is a fight he really wants. Get in line, pals. Dom Erickson, Carlos Barreto, the Big Cat. Plus 100, minus 100. Wrestling Jiu-Jitsu background. 11, 101, 12 and 3. 6'4", 235, 6'3", 265. This is some big boys here. Going at it. Our referee, our judges, 30 pounds heavier. That's tough. That's a tough weight advantage. They touch gloves. Erickson's, just circling him, looking to open up, looking for an opening so he can initiate some grappling. Fails to find home his jab, but then catches Erickson with a right hook. Does Barreto. Barreto moves in on Erickson, preparing to throw. Lands a left jab, but Erickson avoids a big right. Barreto fails to find a nice home for his jab, but then hits a nice straight right hand. Barreto looks confident, shortening the range as he looks to strike. Can't sub the left jab, and then hits Erickson with a straight right. Erickson keeps slightly out of range, looking for a chance to dart in and start grappling. Barreto fails to find a home for his jab, and then catches Erickson with a right hook. Moves in again, preparing to throw. Lands a jab, and then catches Erickson with a right hook. This is completely opposite of what I thought this fight would be. Did not think this would be standing for so long, especially, 2 minutes now into the fight. Hasn't even been a takedown attempted. Barreto fails to find a home for his jab, and then lands a right hand. Now there's a cut above his eye. Blood is trickling down on Tom Erickson. As Barreto connects with a jab, and then finds nothing but air with the big right hand. Moves in closer, looking to open up an attack. Hits a left jab, then scores with a right cross. So there's a 1-2 combo. Starting to slow down a touch, probably conserving energy. Can't connect with a jab, and then connects with a right hand. There's a takedown from Tom Erickson. He gets the takedown, gets side control, throws a few right hands to the body, throws some small strikes, but it's clear just trying to catch his breath. Tries to pull guard on Erickson, but he doesn't get anywhere with the attempt. Fires off some right hands, but Barreto isn't troubled by them. Blocks the attempt to pull guard. Fires away punches, but just throwing them to throw him. Again, doesn't get anywhere with the pull guard. Throws a few right hands and takes a moment to plan ahead. Barreto tries to move to guard, but Erickson doesn't allow it. Pounds away on Barreto, but can't land anything significant. Tries to pull guard on Erickson, but doesn't get anywhere with it. As they just stand him back up after the takedown. As he can't connect with the setup strikes, but then hits Erickson with a straight right hand. As all now, we have a pause in the fight. He wants to check on the cut of Erickson. Doctor checks in, doesn't take long to signal. It's only a minor cut, so they get back to fighting. Bring him back to the center. Moving closer, ready to attack. Uses a brace of left jabs while backing away, doing no damage at all. So he is Tom Erickson is terrified of standing up and taking more shots. Barreto can't catch with setup strikes, but then hits Erickson with a straight right hand. As he's now reopened that cut above his eye. as he can't connect with the jab, and then hits Erickson with a straight right. Barreto hits a left jab and scores with a right cross. A few deep breaths portray that Barreto is starting to get into the deeper reaches of his gas tank. A jab is wide from Barreto, then hits a nice straight right hand. Another jab is wide, but he lands the right hand. Hits a left jab and then lands the right hand. He's looking tired. Moving to the final 60 seconds of the fight. Of the round, rather. Again. Of the round, not the fight. Barreto throws a quick 1-2, but doesn't land either blow. Erickson's able to grab Barreto. Looking to get a takedown before the end of the round. He gets the takedown. A belly-to-belly suplex, too. Jesus Christ. And to get side control. But that's the end of the fight. I give that to Carlos Barreto. I mean, you had a cut. Then it got reopened from the cut. Another, a cut above the eye got reopened. I felt like he did a lot of damage. He landed more strikes. Actually, no, he didn't land more strikes. But he did more damage. Tom Erickson, he got that takedown late in the round. That definitely helped him. But this second round, Erickson could steal it and have the majority of the fight win. But I feel like Carlos Barreto's really winning this fight, in my opinion. As now he's attended by the cut man. As beginning of the second round, our final 5 minutes of the fight. Jab lands from Barreto, but misses a big right hand. As Erickson gets a hold of Barreto without taking too much damage. This is what Tom Erickson needed. Quickly in the second round, getting in grappling. And he's just looking to stall for time to get a decision victory. Or just a decision loss, either way. Tom Erickson keeps Barreto stuck up against the ropes. They're in that position, dirty boxing each other for a further minute. He's pressed up against the ropes. Short punches that all happen for the next 60 seconds as the two fighters continue to be pressed up against the ropes. He's pressed up against the ropes, remain there for at least a minute. Lengthy stay-up period, they break it up. Erickson's still moving well, but it's definitely breathing a little deeper as he's going to look to... He can get knocked out here in this last 30 seconds from Carlos Barreto. Jab hits home from Barreto, then catches Erickson with a right hook. There's a takedown attempt. He gets the takedown attempt. That's a huge late round takedown. 3 for 3 on takedowns, Tom Erickson. As that's the end of the fight. Man. That's tough. It's tough. Tom Erickson landed a lot of jabs in the clinch. Tom Erickson might have stole that fight. Very well could have. Let's see. Yep. Tom Erickson gets the win. Unanimous decision. That's tough. Cosbury was doing a great job, but those takedowns at the end of the rounds definitely boosted Tom Erickson. And really that dirty boxing too in the clinch where they were just kind of stalemating and just hitting shots to hit shots definitely helped Tom Erickson as well. As he thanks everyone connected to Team Punishment, helping prepare for the fight. Then his sponsors for supporting him financially. He praised Barreto for the tough fight. As the co-main event, Nate the Great Marquette battles the Axe Murderer, Vanderlei Silva, in a middleweight fight in the middleweight division for Pride as 9-2, 12-2, 21, 24 years old, plus 580, minus 730, as just Nate Marquette as a mixed martial artist, Muay Thai background for Vanderlei Silva. Referee are judges. Although they weighed the same, it's noticeable that Silva has looked heavier than his opponent now. They're underway. Silva comes in forward, walking down Nate Marquette. He's in the pocket. Hits a left hand, but Marquette steps back to avoid the massive right head kick. Two fighters engage with strikes. Neither land anything worthwhile. Silva steps forward looking to strike. Marquette hits a jab in the exchange. Fails for a clever feint as Silva throws 2 quick punches but doesn't hit either. As Silva can't connect with the setup strikes but then hits Marquette with a beautiful straight right hand. Silva throws a punch but Marquette was equal to it. Marquette takes a chance to grab Silva into a clinch. Tries to wrestle Silva backwards and up against the ropes. He achieves it. So now he's pinned Silva up against the ropes. As Marquette drops down and wraps his arms around his opponent's legs looking to do the takedown. It's not pretty, but he gets it. So there's a takedown, 1 for 1. As now Vanderlei Silva's turtled up. As Marquette fires off some rights, but Silva's in trouble by them. He gets back to his feet, but Marquette stays with him in the clinch. Tries to wrestle Silva backwards and up against the ropes. He does it. He's pinned Silva to the ropes. Looking for another takedown. He gets it. 2 for 2 on takedowns. As, oh no, actually. Yep. Oh no. 2 for 2. Marquette fires off a handful of punches, each easily being blocked with gloves. Marquette attempts to pass half guard to gain better position. Silva was ready to scramble to pass for attempt, though, and starts to scramble immediately, as now he's on top, with Marquette having to pull half guard. As in half guard, Silva begins to get side control. Can't get it past half guard, though, as Silva blocks an attempt to move from half guard to full guard. Looking to pass half guard and get side control. Oh, and now it's a scramble. Tries to get back up. Silva ends up in guard. Silva pounds away with punches but does minimal damage. Marquette tries to get Silva with a punch, but it's not on target. Silva pounds away but fails to land anything significant. Marquette pushes Silva away while defending strikes right out of the guard. So that was a great counter. So now Marquette's on his back just trying to kick up. As now Marquette is trying to look as watching Silva as he's trying to get in dominant position. As Marquette's too quick, slipping away from Silva as they start to scramble. Silva ends up in half guard. In half guard, Silva catches his breath, continues to throw a couple of body shots. Silva blocks an attempt moved from half guard to full guard. Throws a few weak-looking punches as he decides his next move. Throws a few strikes, but is clearly slowing things down and he catches his breath. Marquette tries to move from half guard to full guard, but Silva's blocking it. Silva fires away his punches. Marquette doesn't take any undue damage. As again, tries to move from half to full. Silva blocks it. Throws a few right hands as he takes a moment to plan ahead. Blocks it. They stand him up for the last 30 seconds. Silva throws a quick punch, doesn't hit. The jab is wide from Silva. Then he hits a nice straight right hand that lands hard, and that's the end of the round. I have to give it to Silva. Even though Marquette did 2 takedowns, I felt like Silva landed more strikes and was really in control. Whereas really Marquette, after he literally probably 20 seconds after he took the first takedown, Silva was right back up. As we'll see, 5 minutes left in the fight. A final round, Silva fails to find a home for his jab and then scores with a right cross that landed hard. Silva can't connect with a jab and hits a nice straight right hand that lands hard. Silva can't connect with the setup strikes, but then scores with a right cross that lands hard. For the first time, Silva's starting to breathe a little heavier. Silva throws a punch, but Marquette was equal to it. Can't connect with the setup strikes, but then catches Marquette with a crunching right hook. Silva lands a left hand and hits a crunching straight right to the jaw, and that rocked Marquette. That is a knockdown. As Silva, since his victory, looks to finish the fight with stomps and soccer kicks. Silva can't get there fast enough, though, as Marquette is already back up to his feet. As another straight right to the jaw. As blood is pouring from the nose of Marquette after that shot. Probably a broken nose. And that's major breathing problems for Nate Marquette. And another knockout. And that's the end of the fight. Wanderlei Silva gets the win by knockout in the second round. And what a fight that was. A good fight. And a knockout win for Wanderlei Silva, 13-2. Whereas Nate Marquette, 9-3 now. And the middleweight flag bearer, Wanderlei Silva, gives another middleweight win. And he wants Dan Henderson. And he's calling him out, saying he's going to kick his ass. Boy, oh boy. That might be our middleweight title fight. That might be it. It's time for the main event. Royce Gracie, Anderson Silva, plus 290 for Royce Gracie, minus 370 for Anderson the Spider Silva. 4-1. My God, versus 12-2-1. 34-year-old Royce Gracie, a 25-year-old Anderson Silva. He's got the height advantage. He's got the weight advantage. Our referee, our judges, let's do that goddamn thing. They touch gloves. Silva lands a jab, then lands a big right hand. Gracie may have been setting up to shoot, but Silva aggressively took the initiative. Silva lands a left jab, but misses a vicious right hand. Gracie shoots in for the takedown. Silva stops the takedown with a great sprawl, steps away to safety. Closing the distance, obviously looking to strike is Silva. Jab is wide from Silva, but then lands a roundhouse kick to the body. Silva can intercept jab, but then catches Gracie with a crunching right hook. Oh, man. He's hitting a 3-punch combo now. 2 left hands with a crunching right hook. And he's looking to just beat the fuck out of Royce Gracie. As it looked like they were about to shoot from Gracie, but Silva took the initiative first. Lands 2 left hands, and then hit Gracie with a beauty for straight right hand. Lands a jab, and then scores with this high-impact right roundhouse kick to the ribs. Silva's talking trash now in Portuguese to the man. As Silva moves in closer, looking to open up an attack. Jab is wide from Silva, then hits a body kick. Gracie looks to shoot in on Silva. Silva is dominating. Dominating fashion on Royce Gracie. He is making Royce Gracie his bitch at this point as he catches Gracie with a knee to the face, and he knocked him out right on the jaw. Your winner, Anderson the Spider Silva, gets the knockout win. Stopped the takedown, kneed him right in the jaw, knocked him out with it. 5-1, Anderson Silva. 12-3-1, Royce Gracie. My God. Celebrating his debut fight in Pride, getting the dub. Thanks everyone at Shoot the Box for helping him prepare for his fight, then his sponsors, and for supporting him financially. What a fight. What a card. 70 critical rating. 87 commercial rating. We were on CBS Sports Network. That was a new thing. 2 goods for the main and co-main, both knockouts. The opener, the 19-second knockout counterpunch on Andrei Arlovski. Everybody that had a debut won. So that was... besides Nate Marquette, actually. Besides him. Because he lost... Yep, he lost. Obviously. Everyone but Nate Marquette won in their debut. But that was a hell of a fight. Hell of a card. The Vanderlei Silva Nate Marquette fight, that was fun. Interesting to see what gets fight of the night. As we had Creeps Pop huge in Japan, in Australia there, and then as we have Russia, of course, Canada, the US plus 2.2, the UK or the British Isles, depending on what you want to go with. South America, plus 1.3, and then Mexico, plus 1.5. So, doing great. Oh, that was Anderson Silva, Royce Gracie. Interesting, because that was all Anderson Silva, which that was impressive to see. I mean, if you're fucking in Japan and you're seeing the legend, Royce Gracie, getting absolutely dominated by a young, unknown fight, Anderson Silva, obviously we all know, the Spider. Anderson Silva comes to... in my opinion, the greatest middleweight who's ever lived, and one of the greatest fighters ever lived. But, my God. What a card. That was a lot of fun. We got a shit ton of money for that, which is huge. As we'll see how the drug tests go. That's a new thing, too. We got to worry about if someone fails a drug test. But, I think everyone's going to be clean. Well, who knows? We shall see. I think we're going to try to sign Andrei Arlovski to a written deal. Yeah, because it was on a standard contract, but that knockout win, I think, earned him a contract. We shall see. I think that's the right thing to do. See what our mail is. The guy Metzger, his contract's running up, even though I think he's lost 2 of his last... Yeah, he's lost to Sakuraba, he's lost to Alan Goes, but they were a good 2 great fights, and then a decent fight here with Jeremy Horn. Which, that was just Jeremy Horn. He was in kind of his wheelhouse. He wasn't standing with a fighter. But hopefully next time we'll put him against someone that can actually kickbox and stuff with him and not a ground opponent. But, we'll re-sign Guy Metzger. I think that's fair to say. As our guys are on our short list contracts. Oh, yeah, and Yvel lost, too. That was another debut that lost. But Nate Marquette, obviously, with a broken nose. That's tough. Alright, so now on to our next card, which is Pride 14. Clash of the Titans. Dan Henderson and Enson Inoue. Basically, the winner of this, which is very interesting to point out, by the way, because Enson Inoue lost to Vanderlei Silva. So he's already lost to Vanderlei Silva. But that could be a rematch if he beats Dan Henderson. This is basically setting up the middleweight the middleweight division. This is setting up to crown our first middleweight champion. If Dan Henderson beats Enson Inoue. Now, if he loses, if Enson Inoue beats him, I might still wait for Sakuraba to come back. But if Dan Henderson wins, that'll be the middleweight fight. It either Beast from the East, maybe Raging Rumble, maybe something even afterwards at Pride 17, which was the actual... We might wait till Pride 17, because that was the actual card where the 2 titles were crowned, or the 2 champions were crowned for the belts. So we might wait for that, but that's just kind of something. Obviously, the Pedro Hizo Igor fight, that's going to be a lot of fun. Pat Miletich, Vitor Belfort, that's a catchweight fight. Mark Kerr, Simi Shamet, or Simi Shalett, rather, not Shamet. Simi Shalett, Mark Kerr, that's going to be a clash of styles. And Renzo Gracie, Ronaldo Sobral, that's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, Ronaldo Sobral can bounce back after getting his ass kicked by Vitor Belfort in pretty fast fashion. Quentin Rampage Jackson, Allen goes. Alexander Otsuka, Masaki Satake to kind of get one of those guys a win type of thing. But, yeah, Beast from the East has Ogawa and Fujita. That's going to be the penciled-in main event. That's going to be a lot of fun because, as you see, strong main event in fucking Ogawa's hometown. 5-0, 3-0 in Pride, 3-1 in Pride and overall for Fujita. That's going to be a lot of fun. But that's obviously way down the line. But we will catch you guys next Monday for Pride 14. Take care, everyone.